not eat carnivore. She eats, like, I'd say not plant-based, but more than me. And I am looking for how to survive here with just eating meat. And I think it's always so interesting how the protein bars are in the same aisle as the cookies. There are so many options here, and really the only ones that I get are the meat options. So like if you're traveling, it makes it really simple. The easy, straightforward thing: the chicken, the ground beef, the steak, whatever you want. Get the fish, the shrimp, any of that's fine. I am just gonna get these mixed varieties here. Okay, so the challenge almost always when we travel is to stick to our guns despite what everybody else thinks that we're doing. And so my friend, she is like one of my best friends. She's a total sweetheart, total gem. She doesn't give me a hard time for it at all, but I don't think she understands completely. So it's a little bit of a confusing, like, you know, conversation sometimes. Be like, oh yeah, this is why I just eat meat. The central issue with our food system, it seems, is that mostly everything is addictive. So then we eat these ultra processed foods that aren't meant for us to eat, and that's where we have chronic disease come through and mental health issues. So kind of like the hack for everything is to get things that you can snack on, like prosciutto, or prepare your food ahead of time, like sausages or whatever, so that you don't get hungry during your day. And then that's when, you know, we tend to fall down and we eat all the crappy stuff. Okay, so now we are out and about, out at dinner, this beautiful setting, and we got some shrimp appetizers, and of course they gave us like more shrimp, but they're good. And then I think we're gonna get fajitas. Yeah, going on a walk on the beach. It's gorgeous. Just a quick little side note I thought I'd mention. The last time I was here, I was 23 years old, and I was drinking basically the whole day with my boyfriend at the time. And it's interesting to be back here now that I'm 6 years separated from not drinking. And people who are doing this carnivore lifestyle, whether that's for, you know, health issues, you're trying to lose body fat, you're trying to cure any kind of mental illness, whatever it is, you really can't drink on carnivore. And if people say you can, they're wrong. It's interesting because I've talked with a lot of people in this space and working with a lot of people, and I actually found that a lot of people find that it's easier to stop drinking actually once somebody decides to do carnivore. And you can watch this video here as to why I think that is, and also some testimonials like from people that were talking about it. But ultimately, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that alcohol breaks down in our body into simple sugars. Even if alcohol isn't, there's no sugar in alcohol. Alcohol breaks down into simple sugars. So when you just do carnivore, you remove the body's need for sugar as a source of fuel. So for anybody that's going on vacation, you're like, oh, I don't know how to eat, or if I'm not going to drink or whatever, like, consider doing carnivore for, even if you're new to it, a couple weeks before you go to the vacation, because then your potential need to drink might actually be less, given the research that I've been doing and the people that I've been working with, and then their feedback to me. So, okay, now we are out at dinner time, getting ceviche and I think steak fajitas for the both of us. Yeah, steak fajitas, fajitas. And I got a shrimp, like entree. So cute. Okay, next day, Doms and I are at the beach, walking around. It's like 10:30, 11 in the morning, and we headed off to go get like a soda water. So it's about 12:30 here, and I haven't had anything since last night when I had all the steak and I had, you know, the shrimpies. Basically, my friend, she picked out all of the veggies from that, and I just had the meat from it. So it kind of works because we both get a little bit of what we want. When we're traveling in places like this, especially in foreign countries, there's going to be a ton of stuff that we don't typically cook with, like at home. For example, like seed oils. I'm sure they cooked most of their fajitas and all the rest in, like, you know, canola oil or palm oil. That's not great, but I also think there can be this like obsessive culture sometimes to this type of thing, and like we don't have to hyper obsess all the time about getting the most healthy ingredients. I actually think, you know, there's a lot of opportunity for us to just exist. We don't have to be perfect. Just eat what you find is beneficial for you the best of ways, and when it doesn't work, you know, but just do your best and it shouldn't be a big deal. Okay, so because we can't cook anything, most of what we get is just like at restaurants too. But during the day, I tend to go get soda waters because for me, it just kind of like stabilizes my, it's just like a treat, you know what I mean, to have. And again, we're in a foreign country, so you get what you get. I don't think we can be super picky about all of everything. So I don't personally care if there's a ton of, like if I'm having plastic or aluminum for soda waters, it's not something I'm going to die on, a hill I'm going to die on. But for some people that matters, and I would just say don't stress too hard about that. Take what's available. Here's another little hack that you can do. So if you're really craving some sweet stuff and you're traveling, you could go and get some electrolytes. And these are little flavored ones. They're called electrolyte. But they have all of these different flavors. And that can be helpful if you just like kind of need a bridge, you know, and you don't want to cheat. Like some good watered down electrolytes are pretty helpful. Last thought is, if you're struggling, you can get some gum. Gum just is like a little thing that, you know, you don't want to be overly doing the gum thing, but it's a nice little bridge if you need one too, like in addition to the electrolytes. So gum could be a useful thing. This kind of gum isn't exactly the way because it's just pure sugar. So stick with things that are a little bit low on the sugar, and that way you can stick to the program. Okay, it's the morning time, and we have to cross this water to get what we want, which is the coffee. It's pretty cool. Okay, we have gotten and secured the coffee. It is delicious and caffeinated. Okay guys, I'm on the plane now to head back, and I think it's like 11:30 in the morning, maybe it's 12. But we're about to take off, and I'm going to land back in Texas pretty soon here. So anyways, pretty simple and straightforward. I'd say one of the main themes of this is just make sure that you don't overcomplicate it. It's really not that complicated. Eat meat, any kind of meat that you want. You know, if you have food that you can't just get meat, don't eat the meat don't eat the stuff that's on the rest of the table. Like if you get fajitas, just eat the fajita meat. Get appetizers with shrimp and stuff like that, and you should be totally fine. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. See ya.